Muito boa noite a todos. That is after about a half a dozen of Portuguese lessons. Any of you who grew up speaking Portuguese, you take it for granted, but that is a darn tough language to learn. So we're working on it. I also want to say I've learned a couple of things after getting to Lisbon, and as I watched the flags come in, it did remind me. When I got there, they said you need to pick a soccer team or a football team to root for. And at the point in time when that occurred, I said, well, I'm not really sure I should, because if I do, half of the city's not going to like me. And the response came back, well, if you pick Porto, nobody in the city will like you. So we have now decided to just lay low. We're rooting for Portugal as a nation in the World Cup, and we'll take it from there. So. I want to say, Isabel, thank you, and thank you, Margarita, for hosting this tonight and emceeing. What a difficult job to, it's tough to MC, let alone in 2 languages. But thank you very much for having me tonight and presenting me with this prestigious President's Award. I'm thrilled to be here tonight in front of all of you. As Domingos said, this is a very impressive group. You have representatives from all through New York, and we just feel very lucky and blessed to be included. One of the things that hit us is Mary and I were flying over from Lisbon last night. It's almost exactly a year to the day when we went to Washington, D.C. to begin what they call Charm School and the training you go through to be an ambassador. By the way, Charm School did not rub off on me. I still have no charm. But it's amazing when you get asked, and we were talking about this tonight, are you having fun? And the answer is this is a lot of work. And so fun isn't necessarily the word you'd use, but if you define fun by how quick the time's going, it's been a year like that. I can't tell you how fast this has gone. It's been an amazing time, and we've truly enjoyed ourselves, but we've been working hard. So I want to thank my Portuguese government friends. Domingos, thank you very much for the commentary tonight. I have you used the word relentless. That is my word for you. This Portugal in America month that he is pretty much, you and your embassy are supporting and putting on is an amazing event. I mean, you think about all the work that went into that and everything is just, it's incredible. But what you don't see is how much help you give us in Lisbon. Your guidance, your knowledge, your outgoing, your personality, your cooperation. And this is an individual that works tirelessly to push forward the relationship between our 2 countries. So, and his wife is beautiful, Isabel. Thank you very much, and you guys have been a wonderful help to us. So thank you very much. And it was my first opportunity to meet Fatima tonight, but you did inherit a job that's a lot of work, so good luck with that, and especially coming into this. I can't imagine a more busy time than coming in for June, so I'm sure they're glad to have you, but it was wonderful to meet you tonight. I want to also talk a little bit and thank all of you who are involved here tonight, and especially to the New York Portuguese American Leadership Conference. Your commitment to the United States and your communities and your heritage is probably the biggest asset that we have in diplomacy between our 2 countries. Because it's not what the 2 countries do that builds this partnership. It's forged by the citizens, and that's all of you. So thank you for your commitment of your time, your energy, your money, everything that you put into this, because believe me, it helps a great deal in bringing our 2 countries together. And while you represent different and diverse communities here in this room, we do have a common theme. I mean, clearly the common theme is America and Portugal's relationship. And we know that America is much safer and stronger and more prosperous when our friends are too. And so in this whole, as we go throughout the world, and I talk to my the other group of ambassadors who are now in Europe, it's the concept of make America great. It only works if you're making our partners and our allies great too. So it's been a wonderful relationship, and it's only going to get better. So Now I come to the part of the speech, I always get asked, why you, why Portugal? I mean, I get that, I've probably been asked that 200 times. You think I'd have a good pat answer, but it kind of changes each time too. But the reality is in 2014, Mary and I went on a pilgrimage to Fatima. We're Catholic, it was very important to us, and we got there, and if you remember in 2014, it was at the height of the recession. So you had 17, 18% unemployment. Under 25, it was over 50% unemployment. So it wasn't that people didn't want to work, there were no jobs. So this was a completely different time, and we got up, we went to Fatima, we kept going north, we got outside of the big cities, and what we saw was an amazing resiliency, work ethic, strength of community, just a fondness, a love amongst people that really struck us. And it truly was, what we decided, it's the same values that we hold dear is what Portugal was holding dear at the time. So we decided then and there that once we kind of, as we say, cleared the decks and we got the kids out of college and businesses sold and everything, we were going to move to Portugal for a brief amount of time. And so as we were getting on the plane, Mary goes, all right, this is it. When we come back, we're going to move here first for 3 months, 6 months, however long it takes to get kind of integrated into the culture. And so it struck me as funny as we were getting off the plane for our next trip there, which is as ambassadors, or as the ambassador, Mary kicked me from behind and she goes, did you imagine we'd come like this? And I was like, no, So here we were. But it's, I have to say that it is, we look at it that we're truly blessed. And it works out also to the loyalty of one man. As you go through a campaign, the way it works, at the end of the campaign, you're asked if you want a job. And for the first time in any presidential campaign, I said, yes, I do. And so the administration asked me what I wanted, and I said, I want to be the ambassador to Portugal. Wow. And Donald Trump said, okay. And as we went through and everything went, and it was ongoing, and the inauguration hit, and we won, everybody in the world, Portugal's the most popular spot in the world right now. They were lined up for the job, and he said, no, I already got my guy. So he is a very loyal individual, and I owe it to him that we're there. But I also want to say it's about Fatima, and that comes back to being blessed. There's a common theme in a lot that goes on in Mary's and my life in Portugal, and it does revolve around Fatima. So when the first example is when you go to hand in credentials, and by the time I'd showed up,